What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 105. And we start today's episode off with a brief look at the Serie A table, where as you can see, as our game comes on Sunday afternoon, the top three have already played before us, and as you can see, both Milan teams won by 4-0, and Juventus beat Brescia by 1-0, which means that whilst we do have a game in hand in the Serie A title race right now, being 9 points behind the league leaders Juventus means that it's pretty clear now we're not going to be able to make up the ground and win the Serie A title like the board asked of us at the start of the season. And of course, we've been saying it all throughout the recent weeks. We'll continue to push, we'll continue to press, and do everything we can to keep the pressure on the top three. But as we know, it's pretty much going to be guaranteed now that it'll be one of the top two that end up winning the Serie A title. Either Juve or Inter. Milan could still do it. Mathematically, we could still do it. But as we know, it is incredibly unlikely. So despite back-to-back wins in the Serie A against Genoa and then Benevento, coming into this game, the first of 4 in today's episode, away in North Italy against Atalanta in Lombardy. It was a really weird atmosphere because whilst we're still mathematically in the title race, we don't really feel like we can win it. So heading into the game, 3 days before the Bayern Munich match in the first leg of the Champions League semi-finals away in Germany, I was just thinking, make sure no one gets injured, yeah, and I'll be okay, considering how many injuries we've had to deal with in the recent weeks. And in the 29th minute, I think it was, Mandragora gets taken down on the run and does manage to stay on the pitch for the remainder of the game, but gets an injury like we've seen so often in the recent episodes. So Rolando goes down, and in the second half we were still deadlocked at 0-0. Atalanta dominating possession in this game, could barely get it off them. Šorić had a golden chance to make it 1-0, totally fluffed his lines, but just after that rolled through Ivan Toney as he's still going for that golden boot, who makes it 1-0 and breaks the deadlock. And really it was just a case of right combination, wrong way round. Šorić went for goal after Toney rolled him through, it didn't work. The other way round, Šorić rolling through Toney, that works. 1-0 to Roma, and later on in the game as well, Pinamonti off the bench, who came on for Ivan Toney, makes it 2-0 after a lovely through ball by Šorić as we go 2 goals up and make sure we do get the 3 points. So what's been the tagline in the recent games in the Serie A? Keep the pressure on. That's all we can do. All we can do is win our games and just hope that one of the big boys will slip up. But as we've seen all throughout the course of the season, and really all throughout the course of the series, we know that in this year's FIFA career mode, the big teams rarely ever slip up. So it's unlikely now that even with the win, we'll be able to make up the ground in the final 4 games. And as you could see, following the game, more bad news. Rolando Mandragora is done for the season. Yep, just like Orsolini, he has broken his toe and he's out for 2 months. Mandragora this season had a brilliant start after coming in for the injured Tonali after he ruptured his ACL, and is still down with the ACL injury, of course. But now Mandragora done for the season, so that means he joins Sandro, Ferro and also Ricardo as 4 of our key members of our first team squad are out for most of the rest of the season, if not all of the rest of the season. Tonali is coming back to first team training, but of course, as we know, it will take a while before he features for our side once again. He may still not play in the remainder of the season. In fact, I might not play him and risk him getting another serious injury and missing the start of next season. I might just play safe rather than sorry and keep him on the sidelines instead. And of course, Orsolini is about to come back as well, but just like Tonali, with the season being basically over in the Serie A right now, I probably won't risk him getting a further injury and just keep him on the sidelines. And for the second game of today's episode, it's perhaps the biggest one of the season as we travel to Germany to take on Bayern Munich in the first leg of our Champions League semi-finals, missing 4 of our key first team squad members through injury for the game. The odds are stacked against us if we are to take out the most dominant side in German football in the past decade and reach the Champions League final like the board have been asking us to do. A lot of pressure on our Roma team, but we have to deliver. We know we're not going to win the Serie A, which means if we want just more than 1 trophy this season, we'll have to reach the final of the Champions League. So much at stake. First leg of the Champions League semi-final. We're away in Munich. Forza Roma. Rashford to Gonçalo Guedes. First opportunity of the game might come into Bayern as Rashford's being slid through, and Paulo Lopez had to be alert as he makes the stop at his near post to deny the English forward there. Still goalless. 12 minutes in. Certainly don't see the game finishing that way. Someone's surely going to score tonight. Kimmich with a little bit of space here to work on Ollie Shaw, who's held him up very well. And Cross does come in. Lopez made his mind up early there. Didn't get to the ball or anywhere close to it. Shot blocked by Fernandez. Cristante tackled cleanly. Goretzka. Oh, Pau Lopez. What a fantastic stop by our number one. Second big save early. Initially hesitated when the cross came in, but redeems himself with, superb save with the fingertips. Bayern putting the pressure on early. We're yet to get started. Sure, into Cristante. And Keane has been slid in there, and he's onside Moise Keane. Oh, and Tony got his one chance. He might not get many more tonight. Blocked. Sure. Oh, Cristante. Oh. Well, he's on his weaker left foot, but that's our first chance of the game. And we should have at least hit the target with one of those attempts. Tony's shot blocked. Cristante's goes harmlessly wide. We won't get many opportunities tonight. And we couldn't even test Andre. Coman on the right-hand side. 8 minutes after the restart. Held up well by Ollie Shaw. As he offloads to Kimmich. In comes that cross. Fossey Mensah should deal with that. Yes, he does. There's a reason he's starting tonight, because physically he's a lot more powerful than Calabria. And maybe a chance for a counter-attack here. We're not going to have much of the ball in this second half, but counter-attacks is something we can do. Zaniolo. Šorić. Oh, blocked by Onana. Comes back to him. Šorić. Oh. Fingertip save by Onana. I think it was going wide anyway, but 2 bites of the cherry for the Croatian. Onana with the save. And it's still 0-0. But that's what we need to do in this second half. Romagnoli's header. Easily caught. Go for counter-attacks. Don't look for slow, patient build-ups. Look to break on the counter. Yours, well done, Šorić. Cristante. Oh, no. No. Oh, sure, big tackle. Oh, but it doesn't matter. Bayern get it back. And was that Leon Goretzka who puts Bayern in front with 25 minutes to go? He always scored against me. In the Football Manager say with Cardiff, sure did well initially to make the tackle, but it came straight back to Coman, who rolls it through, and it is Leon Goretzka. Anyone who watched my Cardiff save with Football Manager last year will know this guy always scored against me. He's done it again in his career mode. Goretzka plays forward, Lopez gets a touch but can't keep it out. Bayern strike first and take the lead 20 minutes after the restart. Can't believe it. 10 minutes to go. Cristante. Pinamonti. Keane. Flag stayed down. And Diaz just couldn't volley at the far post as Bayern get it away. And now he's a 2-on-2 perhaps. It's Neuhauer. Former midfielder into Rashford, who's in behind Romagnoli. Oh, Romagnoli, brilliant. Brilliant piece of defending, but now giving it away. Kingsley Coman! Bayern Munich go 2 goals up with 6 minutes to go. And a goal-saving challenge by Romagnoli sees possession surrendered instantly. And Coman at the far post drills it in. And Bayern Munich lead by 2 at the Allianz. Brilliant strike into the far corner. Bayern Munich 2, Roma 0. Come on. Still time to get an away goal, and that could change the complexion of the tie. Keane's done really well. Fossey Mensah is onto it. He's got men arriving, and one is Keane. Oh, what a brilliant block. Committed defending from Bayern, and sadly tonight, well, we have had chances. The finishing just hasn't been clinical enough. Bayern are going to win the first leg by 2-0, meaning as we'll head to Rome. Come on. Come on. Oh no, my God. Keane. Pinamonti. Onana. Oh my, what? Who was that? Who was that? Bayern Munich 2, Roma 0. Final score in Munich. And then 90 minutes away from a place in the final, and we will need to score at least 2 goals in the Stadio Olimpico after getting none tonight. And if we concede 1, we'll need 4. What a win for Bayern. I'm not sure if we can come back from that. We didn't play too poorly in the game whatsoever. In fact, it was quite an even match, all things considered. But unfortunately, Bayern Munich's clinical finishing proves to be the difference away at the Allianz Arena. Bayern Munich 2, Roma 0, and heading back to the second leg with no away goals to our name. If the Germans score just once at the Stadio Olimpico in 2 days' time after our clash against Bologna at the Stadio Olimpico, we'll need to score 4 goals on the night, which quite frankly simply won't happen. So the odds are massively stacked against us for that second leg coming in again. Just 2 days' time, only 1 day's rest after our game against Bologna, with 4 of our key first team players out for the game. Everything is going wrong for Roma right towards the end of the season. We are getting no luck whatsoever. We're lacking squad depth, quite frankly, and despite spending over £400 million on assembling this team, I think we can see where the problems have been this season. We haven't scored enough goals, evidently so, and of course we haven't got the squad depth to cope with all these serious injuries we've had, particularly in the second half of the season. So taking on Bologna, as we know, we're not going to win the Serie A title now, but we'll continue to fight until the final whistle. But heading into the game, as Ivan Toney headed us into a 1-goal lead as he keeps his golden boot dreams alive. Unfortunately, right before the break, he was taken down, and as you'll see for the game, was holding his shoulder and was hobbling a little bit. I felt confident it was going to be dislocated, otherwise he would have been forced off. So I felt as though it was probably just a bruised shoulder, but either way, the injury would keep him out for the second leg against Bayern Munich. So in a game where we need to score at least 2 goals, we're going to be missing the top scorer of the Serie A season for it. And as Bologna scored a late goal in this game to level things up, 1-1 was the final score in Rome. Bologna, looking for a Europa League place come the end of the season, get themselves a credible point, but for us the draw means that for sure now we will not have any chance of winning the Serie A title. As if we had any chance anyway. As Juve beat Torino in the Turin derby by 3-0 away from home, they now extend the gap to 8 points with just 3 games to go, and it's basically all over as if it wasn't already. It feels like it's been over for a lot longer than it had been mathematically, but yeah, it's officially all over now. We won't win the Serie A title, on the verge of being knocked out of the Champions League in the semi-finals, and now Toney missing for the second leg as well, as Pinamonti will have to start. The season has unravelled right towards the end of the campaign for this Roma team. Everything has gone wrong. We've had no luck whatsoever, but whilst we can make as many excuses as we want, the fact of the matter is the Roma board will not be happy unless we can pull off the comeback of all comebacks and take out Bayern Munich in this semi-final second leg, missing 5 of our key first team squad members. The odds stacked against us, and we need a miracle if we're to make it through. It's the second leg of the Champions League semi-final, down to our bare bones as we take on Bayern Munich at the Stadio Olimpico. Good hold-up play by Moisa. And Zaniolo. I wanted to give it him back, but instead Nicola's going to take it himself. Onana pushes it away. And the Cameroon international does enough. 16 minutes in, we need to score at least 2 tonight. Good to get the first chance of the game. Zaniolo to Pinamonti. Great piece of skill by Pinamonti, and a golden chance here. Bearing down on goal. Pinamonti! Oh! 2 golden chances in 20 minutes, both of which not taken. If that's Ivan Toney, does he hit the back of the net? Šorić. Fosu Mensah on the overlap is Zaniolo. Šorić. Oh no, he couldn't control it. We've won ourselves a corner, but a great chance there. And the Roma fans are maybe starting to believe here. 15 minutes to go. A goal from this corner will be huge, but as it's cleared away, we're still deadlocked. Very good opening half an hour this. All that's missing is the goal. Unfortunately, just like the first leg away in Germany, the reason we won't win tonight is the reason we didn't win then. Just haven't taken our chances, and goals have been a problem for us all season long, which is ironic when you consider the fact that in the Serie A, we're going to end up with a golden boot winner in our team, Ivan Toney. But sadly, with him not on the pitch tonight, I've needed Pinamonti to step up, and he has indeed. What a finish! What a finish! 4 minutes after the restart, his ears were burning, and Roma have half the deficit. Šorić with the through ball, Pinamonti with the finish. We still need another, but the boys still believe, and the fans certainly do. Šorić does really well to feed him through. Pinamonti takes a touch, and a deft finish into the bottom corner means with 40 minutes to go, Fasten your seatbelts, this is not over yet. Goretzka. Through ball. Rashford, this could be it. It's over. Marcus Rashford kills it. Game over. Good night, Roma. The English forward to finish. And Bayern are into the final. We had to make sure we kept a clean sheet tonight. Nothing Pau Lopez could do about that one. Bent in with so much power at the near post. Rashford with the finish. It's Roma 1, Bayern 1. It's over. Just as I was beginning to believe that the comeback could be on. And we could win this tie against all odds. Bayern Munich show their ruthlessness and their efficiency and kill off the contest. Zaniolo scored a wonderful goal, but unfortunately it is going to count for very little. We might win the tie, we might win the game, but we will lose the tie. Nicolo ensures that our final Champions League game will end with a victory, but as you can see by his, well, flat type of celebration, it is going to count for very little. Bayern Munich are in to the Champions League final. Roma's progress ends in the final four. And what does this mean for my future as Roma manager? Asked to reach the final of the Champions League. We failed to do it. Win the title. We failed to do it. And there's a real possibility we could end up with 0 trophies come the final curtain in the Italian domestic football season as well. Final score 2-1, but 3-2 over 2 legs. Bayern are through. Roma are out. And my job might be over already. With the Roma board in attendance for the game tonight, we might win the battle, but lose the war. Bayern Munich are into the Champions League final, where they'll be taking on Liverpool for the grand prize in European football. Roma failed to reach the final. Roma failed to win the Serie A, and despite a Coppa Italia final tie against Inter Milan come the end of the season, regardless of what happens there and whether we claim silverware or not, it will still be regarded as a failure in my first season in charge of the Stadio Olimpico. I can blame bad luck with the injuries, I can blame good performances but just not getting the end product right. The fact of the matter is, simply put, we have not delivered. And as the season comes down to its close, you'll see the final 3 Serie A games in the next episode, where we'll be discussing my future as Roma manager before the Coppa Italia final, which will be the final episode of Season 5, coming out tomorrow morning. Can we redeem ourselves and at least finish strong? Well, we'll have to do so, otherwise my future as Roma manager is already going to be ending before our second season. But that was today's episode of Career Mode, guys, so a big thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it, and if you did enjoy today's episode, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode, the penultimate episode of Season 5, very soon.